HOA fined me for hunting, so I bought the land they use for hiking and closed it permanently. Update 1. When Karen knocked on my door with a $5,000 fine for illegal hunting, I just smiled. What she didn't know was that little piece of paper set off a chain of events that would leave the entire HOA in tears. They thought they controlled every inch of this neighborhood, but there's one thing they don't control: property law. And once I started digging into those so-called community trails they hike every morning, I uncovered a secret that could flip the whole game. If you've ever dreamed of teaching an HOA a lesson about private property rights, this story is for you. By the way, where are you watching from? Drop a comment. I'd love to see how strong our community really is. I never planned on becoming the neighborhood villain. 2 years ago when I moved to Green Valley Estates, I was simply looking for peace and quiet. After 8 years in the military and another 5 working in cramped tech offices in Seattle, I craved space. Lots of it. My name is Mason Holloway, 38 years old, and I work remotely as a software engineer for a cybersecurity firm. The job pays well, gives me flexibility, and most importantly, allowed me to escape the city for this quiet suburb nestled against beautiful woodland in western Washington. Green Valley Estates seemed perfect on paper: modern homes on spacious lots, backed by miles of forest and just remote enough to feel peaceful without being isolated. The HOA fees were steep, $450 quarterly, but the listing agent assured me it was worth it for the immaculately maintained community spaces and award-winning landscaping. What she conveniently failed to mention was that the Green Valley Estates Association was run by Evelyn Richardson, quite possibly the most controlling 38-year-old to ever wield a rulebook. I first met Evelyn during my second week in the neighborhood, when she appeared at my door with a welcome basket that contained more HOA bylaws than actual welcome gifts. "We're so delighted to have new blood in Green Valley," she said with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I'm sure you'll love our community once you understand how we operate." That should have been my first warning. Evelyn, with her perfect bob haircut and designer casual wear, was a senior manager at a prestigious law firm, and had been the HOA president for 5 years running. Unopposed elections, I would later learn, because no one dared challenge her. The first few months I kept to myself. I paid my dues on time, maintained my lawn according to regulation, and avoided the monthly HOA meetings that, from what I gathered from my neighbor Sarah Johnson, were more like Evelyn's personal court sessions than actual community discussions. Sarah was one of the few genuinely friendly faces in the neighborhood, a 35-year-old elementary school teacher who lived 2 doors down and occasionally brought over homemade cookies just to be nice. "Don't let Evelyn get to you," she'd advised me early on. "She means well sometimes. She just believes her way is the only way." I might have continued flying under Evelyn's radar indefinitely, if it weren't for my weekend hobby. Growing up in rural Montana, I'd been taught to hunt by my grandfather since I was old enough to hold a rifle. It wasn't just recreation, it was tradition, a connection to a simpler way of life. And honestly, I enjoyed the quiet focus it required. One weekend in October, I discovered a large tract of wooded land adjoining our community, about 80 acres of pristine forest with a stream running through it. I spent a Saturday exploring it, and it looked perfect for deer hunting season, which was approaching. Curious about ownership, I did some research at the county records office. The land belonged to an 83-year-old man named Frank Williams, who had moved to Florida years ago, but still maintained ownership.